Howdy folks, I hope you're doing well. So in this one, as the title card says, we're going to be revisiting the firmware update version, and I hope I can get this out right, version 6.0.35 that was released on February 28th, 2025. If you see me kind of looking off camera here and there, it's because I have some notes behind the camera, try to keep myself on track. My unmedicated ADHD brain likes to wander, and I need to
stay on target.
Before we get on to the topics, though, wanted to call attention to this t-shirt here. Nobody made any references to it, and that kind of bugged me. It's from one of my favorite movies, and hopefully somebody else will now figure it out, or maybe go, oh shit, maybe we should have said something about that last time, so it didn't freak him out for the past few weeks, or week, or however long it was since I've posted the last video. Anyway, getting on to the topics, right? We had the control panel issue. AtGames has gotten back to Mark with a really shitty solution, in my opinion, to remediating the problem. There's some other folks that have chimed in on it, so we're going to review and talk about that. Another thing that somebody had pointed out is Battletoads and Killer Instinct has shown up on the leaderboard. So it looks like maybe they're working on it or getting it ready for you guys that ordered the pack. If you remember, I did a scorched earth kind of video where I was like, fuck you, I'm not ordering it because you're not including that stuff. Well, you guys that are looking for it or purchased it, hopefully you're getting it. I'm staying away until that pack is complete. We're also going to talk about why you never see, I guess, quote unquote, negative posts over at the official page. Every once in a while, we get somebody that pops into the officially unofficial group, and full disclosure, I'm not a moderator. I'm not an admin. I just love that channel because we can be open and we can be honest. So that's why I love that group. So we're going to talk about why you rarely, if ever, see negative comments, feedback, what have you, over there on the official page. And with that, let's jump behind the desk. Maybe I'll pop in, maybe I'll pop out. I don't know. The way I usually work with these kinds of things is I just put it all together and do my thing and the stuff, so to speak. So maybe I'll pop in on camera again. Maybe I won't. We'll see what happens. I just do this shit on the fly. Holy shit, that intro was terrible. The lighting sucked. I'm way out of frame. The audio's even worse. Apparently I forgot to turn on the microphone. This audio's probably going to suck too. I should probably re-record everything, but screw it. We're just going to jump right into Mark's post here. And as you can see, he's pretty pissed. I would be too. He was advised to do a pointless factory reset, which I'm sure support knew wasn't going to resolve the issue. Then they follow up with, your control panel's out of warranty, but we're going to sell you this $20 controller board. Quite frankly, support, this is a really shitty troubleshooting job. These are the kinds of things that need to go up to your developers. I worked for a software company for many years. We support guys used to talk to one another. And look, maybe you guys don't get to do that because it's a shitty 1099 position, but maybe you guys should start a Slack or something and start communicating with one another. You guys need to be able to communicate and identify as to whether or not a situation is an isolated incident or if there are multiple people dealing with an issue. In this case, we can scroll through this post here and see that there are multiple people that have been dealing with this issue. As we scroll through, we can also see that it's going to cost $25 to ship this board if Mark decides to buy it. So we're just going to round it off here and say $50 for the board, including shipping and probably taxes. So it's that situation where, okay, we can replace the board. However, you're not addressing the problem. You're not addressing an issue with the firmware. Who's to say that the next update isn't going to have the same shitty code and it's going to bork the controller board again? Something to think about for you guys doing support at AtGames. Now it's on to the start button issue. Initially, I thought it was posted to the officially unofficial Facebook group, but as it turns out, it was actually noted on the System Update Revisited that I posted on March 5th. I've experienced this issue as well intermittently. Aside from the double or triple or quadruple press here seen in Xena, I was not able to recreate the issue for the video. I went ahead and double checked the firmware release notes, and I can confirm that the issue is not documented anywhere. For anybody experiencing the issue, again, I would recommend putting in a ticket to document the problem. I would also recommend push back if they try to sell you buttons. I would also recommend that you push back on support and request that the issue be escalated to a tier 2 or development for review. I don't know how things work at AtGames, but as I said, in my previous position as a customer engineer for a software company, if we couldn't figure it out, it went to a tier 2. If the tier 2 couldn't figure it out, it went to development because it was broken. Again, you AtGames support guys and gals, if you're not doing this, my question to you is why? Is it not allowed? Is it not possible? If it's not possible, again, why? If you're wondering the same thing, maybe you should be posing that question to your supervisors and find out. Now I guess it's on to the rare pack debacle. Here we have a post from a community member that's pretty frosted about the delay in the release of the 2 additional tables for the Sea of Thieves rare pack. Just to recap here, the first part of the pack was released on January 23rd. The second part of the pack, Battletoads and Killer Instinct, was supposed to arrive on February 20th, 2025. I love how this post says, at no additional charge, like paying $35 for one table is a bargain. Dicks. I also love how the post is neutered by turning off the comments. Gee, I wonder why. Anyway, on February 18th, we get this nonsense. Shockingly, and to nobody's surprise, it's announced that Battletoads and Killer Instinct are going to be delayed. Again, yet another post that's neutered by turning off the comments because God forbid they get anybody's negative feedback on yet another delayed release. So getting back to Joseph's post here, I can understand why he's frustrated. He, as well as many others, bought the pack months ago with the promise that they were getting something on the 20th. That date came and went. It's been crickets from AtGames since. This is another spot where AtGames really could use some improvement. AtGames, you need to communicate with your customers. I'm tired of talking about this. The fact that there's no new date that's been announced or something official as to say where we're at with the game's development is ridiculous. You treat your customers like shit, AtGames. You need to do a better job. For you folks that purchased the pack, though, you may be in luck. This post from Dennis Barkley shows that Battletoads and Killer Instinct have shown up on the leaderboards, presumably because they're testing them. This is potentially a good sign. Does that mean we're getting the table soon? Who knows? If AtGames communicated better with us, maybe we'd have a better idea what's going on here. Lastly, we're on to the official fan page. Now, I know I need to tread lightly here because let's face it, I don't want to get sued. Hence the reason why I'm not revealing the person's name, gender, color, creed, all that good stuff. But anybody that has ever tangled with this person or have outright been banned by them know who they are. So as you can see, as we scroll through the page, everything looks rosy, right? Maybe a question about cosmetic stuff such as, how do I take care of my machine? Posts welcoming new members, which is always good, right? I think it's great when new members join a group. Neutered posts from AtGames promoting Flipper Friends and upcoming games. But what you don't see here is, hey, I'm having trouble with this particular pack, or this is broken, how do I go about fixing it? Or I could use a little help setting this up. Why? Because the group is heavily moderated by a ban-happy admin with a god complex. To be honest, I don't know how I'm still in the group with the way I push back on the company. It's probably because I rarely, if ever, post anything on the group. I more or less just sit there like Michael Jackson eating popcorn while I read posts. Why do I mention this? Why do I bring it up? Because quite frankly, not everything is rosy and they need to understand that. There are problems, shit breaks, stuff happens all the time. And denying customers the opportunity to speak about that is ridiculous. For those of you who are watching and want to come to this person's defense, I'm going to suggest that you don't jump into the comments here and start defending them. Quite frankly, it's going to fall on deaf ears because they've banned and burned way too many people. AtGames, you need to rein this person in. I know some of you are going to say, well, this is a fan page. It's not run by AtGames and all that other stuff. I would like to remind you that AtGames uses this air quotes fan page to promote all of their sales, game releases, and everything else, which means they're treating this like their official page and forum. So I would imagine they have some sort of say as to what gets posted here. For any of you that have been booted and banned,
and I'm only saying this because I care, there are a lot of decaffeinated brands on the market today that are just as tasty as the real thing.
There are some great alternatives out there. Alternatives like the unofficial AtGames Legends group, the official AtGames Pinball mod group, the AtGames Legends Pinball HD and 4K Owners Discussion Group, as well as the officially unofficial AtGames 4K group. As I said, I'm not an admin there, I'm just a supporter of the group. I'm sure I missed a bunch of some really good groups out there. Please feel free to mention them in the comments. Well, that's it for this one, folks. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, give me a thumbs down. Let me know why. Subscribe and give me another shot. If there's anything you'd like to see me cover, please let me know. If there's anything you'd like me to change or think I could do better, again, please let me know. If you hung out to the end, thank you for sticking around. I just want to say I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. And as always, stay safe, be well, and take care.